Certified Money Watch. At some point, most people who are planning to retire have to confront their financial future, but sometimes those plans can be a little tough to tackle.
Joe Bert is here to break down the first 5 of the top 10 tips to help you out on this, because it can be a little complicated unless you plan ahead, right?
That's the whole key, Tom. There are 10 numbers that you need to know if you're going to have a successful retirement.
All right, so let's jump in there. One is the cost of living.
Cost of living. You need to know what it's going to take for you to retire and enjoy life. So what you want to look at is, what am I spending today? So you look at your gross income, subtract what you're putting in your retirement plan, subtract what you're savings, and that's your cost of living today. So you got to know that, number one, to start with.
Okay, the rate of future inflation. Do you have to be a psychic here?
Well, somewhat. I mean, you have to accept that inflation is going to be with us. You know, the cost of gasoline, groceries, electricity is going to be more than, as you progress through your retirement years. And you can pretty much expect that the cost of living will double over your retirement years. So you have to factor that in. We're using today in planning about a 3% compound rate of inflation.
Okay, then you have to figure out how many years it's going to be before you retire, right?
Well, that's an unknown. We all hope that we can work to through our retirement to our retirement age. For most people today, it's age 66. You never know what it is, but you have to start somewhere, pick out that age, and then work forward.
Now, speaking of the retirement age, before we move on to number 4, is that likely to change? I know there has been some talk about moving that up.
Yeah, it has to change. And when Social Security was started, life expectancy was 65.
Okay.
It was pretty much a Ponzi scheme.
Right.
But today, people are living a lot longer than when Social Security started. So you have to anticipate that those things are going to change. Social Security is going to be pushed out to age 67, and I think you pretty much expect Medicare is the same thing.
Okay, the 4th number you need to worry about is the adjusted cost of living in your first year of retirement. Why is that so critical?
Well, because things change. You may not spend as much money on dry cleaning and driving to work and so on and so forth, but people start spending more money on travel and hobbies and those kinds of things, and you want to take that into consideration.
Non-investment retirement income that you can count on. What does that mean? How do you have retirement income that's non-investment?
For most everybody, Social Security, and then what you might get from a pension. And then that's what you have to look at, because that's your what we call your guaranteed income. And then what kind of a gap do you have to fill between what's going to be guaranteed and what you're going to get from your savings and investments to cover that future cost of living.
Okay, so that's 1 through 5. Next week, we'll have 6 through 10.
You got it.
Thanks, Joe. See you then.
Tom.